Hello.
Hello.
I'm here with my main man, Martin Bearne. Main man. So Martin, what do you want to know?
I want to know how to be more positive.
Oh, okay. That's a very tough question to get straight off the bat.
Do you find that you're, in doing comedy, you're very cynical? It makes you cynical because you sort of think about the brutal truth about things.
That could be quite a good way of putting it. I think like that cynicism isn't necessarily just a comedy thing. I think comedy definitely does do that. It tries to, you sort of attack something. You learn to be critical of absolutely everything. You can end up being cynical to the point of it actually losing any sort of sincerity. But I think that's actually more of a thing with just how humans are as people, and how we all have sort of the capacity to do that anyway. You know? I don't know. Why do you think you're becoming?
I think I'm becoming too cynical. I'm too negative about stuff. Yeah. Like I'll be around people and they'll be all happy and they'll say they've done this and that, and I'll be like, I'll immediately just see the bad thing. Yeah. And so it's something I'm kind of trying to work on. Yeah.
How? Do you have any examples of?
I can't really think of any examples off the top of my head. Just even about the Fringe, I was worried and stressed and not looking forward to the Fringe and like thinking it'll all go wrong, but. You know, because you've got this gig and that gig to get to, kind of thing. Yeah. And you just worry. I just worry, and then most of the time it's fine. Yeah. And I'm like, why am I worrying all the time?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Do you worry a lot?
I think so. I think I worry about. I don't know. I'm trying not to let it always get over me, but I think I do. I have like a general.
I lie in bed and dread things.
Really?
That's what my life is.
Really? Genuinely?
I genuinely just worry a lot.
About everything?
Just about everything, yeah.
There's a lot of shit, isn't there? There is a lot of shit. Like I'd like to get rid of a lot of that shit. I do get that. I get like a physical manifestation like all the time. Yeah. I get like just a small amount of not dread, but like sometimes I feel you can feel it on your shoulders. You just feel like oh. Yeah. You know. Is that what this kind of thing you get? Yeah. Is it specific to you and like?
I think it's just specific to me and just the comedy and stuff and where I am in my life. Just kind of feel like just worry all the time. Yeah. It's starting to get my nerves a bit.
Getting your nerves.
But the weird thing is, you do comedy, and comedy's meant to be about having a laugh and having fun. Yet there's so many like weird characters behind it, and I think a lot of people that do comedy are fucked up. I don't know where this interview's going.
I think it's nice. Like I wanted to do some interviews because like my documentary's about documentaries, but like how they're very much like forced. Yeah. Like, in how you make a documentary sort of changes how documentary is become, what it comes of it. You know?
Someone was speaking about that the other day, about how like, say you see a documentary and it's set in Africa and they're saying goodbye to all of them on the boat, and then you see the other shot of them. Well, obviously they've had to go back and film it again. Yeah.
So what this is, I mean, I shouldn't really be saying this because again, I'm trying to condition how you see straight away. I start taking control of the interview, and I decide that it becomes about this. Right. Whereas actually, you wanted to talk about other things. Yeah. So I'll stop saying.
I don't mind.
No, but the point is, I don't want to be, because I'm making a documentary about me. I need to be the subject of it and not. Yeah. I need to find ways of making myself not the filmmaker, and letting other people control.
Yeah.
What we talked about
go
was
with
great.
Things. Yeah.
Well, the stuff you were talking about was really interesting. Because I think, because also if I was interviewing you, I find out what I want to know from you. Whereas if you're interviewing me, we get something of who you are. Yeah. And you have the control over what you find interesting about me, or not interesting, or whatever. But of trying to pick apart your idea of the world.
Okay. I once said to you, you're like a mix between Ricky Gervais and Richard Herring.
Me?
Yeah.
It's very kind.
But I don't like Ricky Gervais that
or
much.
Richard Herring.
Yeah.
But I like you halfway between the two. Look at me putting words in your mouth. You have been deliberately awful to me. And then I try to turn it around and go like,
No, they're both very good comedians.
They both got very similar initials to me. Yeah. RG and RH. And I'm RH.
But do you find smugness on stage a funny thing, and sometimes people can misinterpret it?
Smugness? Like
you're doing the smugness to get a laugh out because you're being smug, and then people just think you're smug. Yeah. I've been usually one to try and address it, or I always try and attack the fringes of where things sort of come apart a bit. Yeah. In terms of the structure of how
things work. So if I do a joke, sometimes I'll explain it afterwards, or I'll do things where it's deliberately like a bit, bullcrap.
Yeah.
Further away, so we're getting both of us in the shot.
And it's like, you can't, if you're dying on your arse, you can't come out of character and go, no, this is actually, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when Stephen Merchant saying in an interview that he was trying this sort of arrogant persona on stage, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
So he just seemed like an asshole, but you couldn't like turn around and go, no, this is just a character.
Yeah,
you just had to commit to it. Yeah.
Do you reckon you're a persona?
Yeah, sort of exaggerated kind of persona, I think. Although I'd kind of like to start developing stuff that's more about me and what I've been through rather than just kind of jokes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels a bit mechanical with jokes, or just like a math sort of thing where you just go, right, I'll do that and get to that.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's about yourself, it can't really be like, people can't turn around and say, oh, someone else does that.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's interesting. Well, anything else you want to know?
What shows are you doing at the Fringe this year?
I'm not doing any.
Oh.
I'm literally doing none. I'm picking up gigs where I can, and I'm begging for gigs every day from people like yourself, and on Twitter, and seeing where it takes me. I'm just trying to do my set to as many different audiences and people as possible, and see if I want to try and break myself.
I'll just gig all the time and just kind of be like, Lee Mack said that you get to the point where you're just so used to being on stage that you're bored almost of your material.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it's not great.
It's nice because I've not done a gig in ages. I did my first gig today, and it was really nice because...
How many people were there?
30?
The room looked quite full.
It was a nice full room. It was the Greenfly and Dragonfly. Oh, it was quite full. But I was nervous again for the first time in ages because it was a slightly different set, slightly new stuff. I think you've seen the stuff I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
He says, "Have you said it was a new thing?" We're like, "You've seen the things I've been trying." But yeah, so it was nice to not be bored again, or to be just a bit more on edge.
Yeah.
And I did try a lot of stuff that I like saying things on stage now. That surprises me. I did a thing about grooming today.
Right.
And it was the first time I must have thought it before about the verb groom being weird, because it's like you're either making your face pretty or you're trying to fiddle with a child. It's like quite a long way between those two things.
We're about to get married.
Oh yeah, we're about to get married. That's a noun, isn't it? Oh yeah. So somewhere between the two. That's quite.
Sorry, who's about to get married? Are we getting married?
I hope so. Cool. Well, do you guys want to plug a gig?
I'm at the Beehive, 11 o'clock, with Pierce James tomorrow, and see the link on the website for details. Basically, I'm looking at that instead of that. That looks so vain, right? Bye.